everyone, and a very good morning to you all here. This is Arif Rafidi, lecturer in English at NIMA. Our today's topic is about how to master English words. The basic thing in English is how to improve your English, and it can be done with the help of some other important things. But one of them is how to improve your vocabulary to express yourself properly in English. Because if you want to express yourself in English and improve your communication skills, so the best possible way is here that you need to improve your vocabulary. So today's topic is about how to improve your vocabulary. It will give you a clear picture that how you need to increase, how you need to improve your vocabulary in order to communicate with your friends in your daily life. So let's go ahead and start our lecture. So here are some tips. So you will have to keep these tips in your mind in order to communicate with different types of words and vocabulary in your daily life. Because if you have vocabulary in your mind, so I'm sure you can easily convey your message to your counterparts. So let's come to number 1 point. Determine your personal level of vocabulary. A very famous proverb in English language, cut your clothes according to your coat. It means that first you need to understand your level of performance, level of English, then you need to come and learn some vocabulary. So the most important thing is that whether you are from B1 or B2 level, so according to your level, it's better you need to learn some vocabulary, because there are some high level of vocabulary, so you won't be able to get the vocabulary in a proper way. So it means that first understand yourself, your level of performance in English, then after, it's better you need to learn some vocabulary. The second one, read and read. This is one of the most important things, that while reading something, you will come to know lots of things in English. For example, you come to know about different answers. You come to know about general knowledge. You come to know about different vocabulary items in English. So through reading, it will increase your vocabulary day by day, but always go for some short stories, go for some short fictions. It will increase your vocabulary and note down them in proper notebooks and just practice them properly. And the next one is use a dictionary. You know, dictionary is also very important. Suppose to say if you have some difficulties in your lecture, so what you will have to do, the best possible way is here, go and just open up a dictionary and find the exact word. And there must be a kind of habit from your side that you need to learn some words from the vocabulary. It doesn't mean that you need to open a vocabulary, the dictionary, and learn each word. Day by day, you need to finish the dictionary. It's impossible. But you need to find some words, the level that normally match you people. So go and just learn them. Buy a few English books to assist in your studies. You know, this is the most important thing. Like, whenever you want to go and improve your English, the best possible way is here. Just go and buy some new books. I think by spending a few money, so it can give you lots of things in return while you have a good chapter in your hands. So good books will serve good purpose. You know, like a famous proverb in English language, book is a friend that never deceives. So remember, so buying a few books will really help you people to increase your vocabulary. Begin at your personal level. I told you before. For example, if you have your level in a very rudimentary level, low level, so you will have to learn low level vocabulary. Don't jump for some high level vocabulary, because then you won't be able to learn something. So this is the most important thing. You need to understand yourself that you need to learn something. There are different websites that normally offer some online tests, a wide vocabulary. So just you can go and subscribe to those sites, and just you will be able to pass the test, and you will come to know about your level of performance in English language. The next one is prepare a study schedule. Yes, schedule is the most important thing here in English learning. You must have a schedule, because while having a schedule, you will have to spare some time in order to learn English language, and vocabulary normally needs 10 to 15 minutes in a day in order to improve your English vocabulary. The next one is subscribe to a website which sends a word a day to your inbox. Yes, there are numerous, abundant sites are there. Normally, while subscribing to the same sites, you will have to get some new words on daily basis. Just it will increase your vocabulary because you have a subscription to them. Go put your email address there, and one of them is like Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster is a very authentic dictionary, because if you just subscribe to the same dictionary via internet, so it will help you people to increase your vocabulary. So daily you will get one word from different sites, and there will be a fun in learning vocabulary. So on the next slide we have say each word as you read it. This is very important, you know. Like most of the time we have little bit problem in our pronunciation. The accent is not very clear while communicating with different people. For example, you have learned a very simple word today. Let's see, this is lazy. Lazy means a person who is unwilling to work, or habitually he is unwilling to work. This person is called lazy. So you need to say this word a bit louder. You shouldn't say this word inside your heart, because the voice must come to your ears as well. Lazy, okay? Then you need to note down the definition of this word lazy in your notebook. Suppose to say if you have access to some internet, or you have access to some other media, so what you will have to do here, so it's better you need to check the accents, the proper pronunciation of these words, both in British and American English, and try to repeat the words you know loudly in your own English. For example, lazy, and then come to the meaning. Write down the definition in your own notebook. The next one is write down the definition of any new word you learn. As we have already talked about this one. When you learn a new word, just try to make your separate notebook, and the notebook will serve a kind of short personal dictionary every time when you are free according to your schedule. So you will have to learn something. And repeat those words on daily basis. Then I really hope so you will never forget those words. Repeat the words you learn each day, and new words every day. You know, like here are 10 to 15 students right now in my class, representing different family background, representing different category in English. Maybe this boy, he will be able to learn 5 words in a day. Maybe she will be able to learn only 3 words in a day. So remember, sometimes it's better you need to follow your own way of learning, but proper pattern is very, very important here. You need to consult with your teachers, you need to consult with different websites, you need to better to have your subscriptions, like, you know. So the next one is, and the last one, use these words in your daily English and keep practicing them. And this is the only way. When you will have your practice, you know, the only thing in order to improve your vocabulary and your spoken power is your practice. When you will have your practice on your daily basis along with your friends in classes outside in a very English environment, so you will be able to get all these things in a proper way, so you will never forget. So remember, when you learn a word, so it's better you need to use them in your own English. And this is the only way you will never forget those vocabulary items. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, so you may ask a question. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. So what is the reason that after a few period of time we are forgetting some words or vocabulary?
It's a very good question. It's a very common thing with most of the students, especially the student they learn English, So remember, the best possible way is here. Whenever you want to memorize a word, so it's better you need to note down the word inside in your notebook, along with the definition, along with, for example, this is lazy. So according to the grammar structure with the part of speech class, this is adjective. So you need to note down this word in your notebook, write the grammar class here, write the definition, and just use the same word in your own sentences. Your own sentences, this is one of the most important tasks for you, when you will just use this word in your own English, your own sentences, so it will help you, you will never forget. And the second point is here, it's better you need to have your own schedule to repeat those words. You have already memorized them. So you need to have a schedule, maybe after 2 days, maybe after 3 days, maybe after 4 days, according to your schedule, you need to repeat your previous words you have learned. But remember, if you won't use this word in your daily English, still this is not your word. If you use it, so it means that this word is yours. Remember. Second question, anyone? Yes? Yes?
So how many questions we can learn in a day?
Yeah, it's a very good question, that how many questions we need to learn in a day. I told you before, it depends on personal performance as well, your level in English, your caliber, So according to different rules, it's better you need to go for 1 or 2 words in a day. And just keep practicing, in your own English. But personally, when I was, memorizing some words, I have bundled some words in my mind, more than 25,000 like this, So I used to memorize 10 to 15 words in a day. But on the next very day, I used to practice them in my English. So remember, for you guys, it's better you need to memorize 1 or 2 words, along with proper, definition, along with the proper grammar class here. You mean grammar class, this is verb, this is noun, this is adjective, this is conjunction, what? Or this is adverb. You need to write the same thing in the brackets, and then after you need to memorize and check the exact accent and pronunciation in both British and American, and then after you need to follow what. Through this way, you will be able to memorize 1 or 2 words. Through this way, you can keep a kind of record of all the words you have already memorized. Thank you very much, and good time, a good day to you all. Bye.